was only the empty lid. And she thought, oh, where's my powder? So she looked on the dressing table. She was shocked. And she's there by herself. It was a lot easier when Jerry was there. She could blame him for everything that was missing. No one had been in the house except Esther. She still sort of wanted to blame him. Spook, what did you do with my powder? She could not see it. And so she went to her bedroom and started rifling through her suitcase. She sort of lives out of her suitcase even when she's at home. And then she thought, well, maybe I left it at the San Diego Hotel. And so then she made the bed and did some other things and went back to her dressing table and sat down, and there was the lid and there was the powder. They were not 3 inches apart. They were right there. And at first, she panicked just a little bit because she thought she had lost her mind completely. How can this be? Something that I want, it's right in front of me. How is it even possible that I could not see it? And so later on, as we're chewing with her over some other things, working on a new book, and she's all in the receptive mode, we said to her, you know, you believed that that powder was under that lid. You believed that. That's where it always is. That's where 999 times out of 1,000, that's where you leave it. That's where it is. That's where you believe it to be. So when you picked up the lid and it wasn't where you believed it to be, you couldn't see it where it was. Now, we know that you've had experiences like this. And the important thing that we want to say to you, the law-based, factual, important understanding is, if you have a strong belief about something, the evidence cannot be seen by you. You can't see beyond your beliefs. That's the statement that we're wanting to say to you. You cannot see or receive beyond your beliefs. So if you have a belief that you cannot do something because you have not yet done it, or you cannot do it because someone told you it's not likely that you can do it, if you've practiced a belief that is one way, even though source energy is sending you endless streams of consciousness and energy and opportunities to discover. So what happens is, we never give up on helping you to know what you need to know in order to receive the desires that you've already set into motion. There will always be another opportunity. Your inner being will guide you on the path of least resistance. And so, since Esther's path of least resistance was not seeing it right where it was because it wasn't where she expected it to be, the path of least resistance took her to make the bed, took her to do some other things, took her to do some things that got it off her mind, took her away from that active belief that it was lost, and then she could see it. Even though we know it sounds like a really silly, maybe even ridiculous analogy, it speaks so powerfully to why so often, even though there are things right there for you to see, you can't see them because your beliefs are in the way. So what do you do about that? How do you get your beliefs out of the way? Well, first we want to say to you, you don't need to worry about getting them out of the way because your inner being, the source within you, will always find a path to lead them to you. Just now, Esther is ready to go out the door. She'd taken her jewelry off. She'd left it scattered all over the table where the television is. She was all loaded up. She had everything in her purse, water, cough drops in case she coughs, something to wipe her nose. In other words, she was prepared to come. And she had her hand on the door, and then she thought, I wonder how my hair looks. So she walked back in, and on her way to the mirror saw that she'd left her jewelry there. Well, now, don't you think that's nice? You see what we're getting at? You are always guided to the path of least resistance. Your inner being is always taking you over here, and then over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. Because you're easy to lead over there. It's easy to get Esther to look in the mirror to see if her hair looks all right. That's one of the easiest